Longines versus Tudor. Who represents the best value in the watch industry today? Well, I'm joined by David, my colleague and friend, to talk a little bit more about this topic and ultimately give you guys a breakdown of who we think wins this battle. So let's get right into it. Well, David, thank you so much again for joining me. Always a pleasure being able to talk watches with you. First and foremost, we are recording this video at the time of your birthday. So please, everybody down in the comments, give him some love. Wish him a happy birthday. Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you so much.
How are you feeling?
Honestly, I feel great. I'm excited that now I can qualify for the senior citizen discount. Yeah, it feels good,
Awesome.
Feels good.
Awesome. Well, I guess talking a little bit, obviously you're presenting Tudor. I'm going to be doing Longines just because I personally have an affinity for the brand. But kind of what attracts you to a Tudor timepiece, or what do you think kind of defines the modern era Tudor brand?
So I have actually never owned a Tudor. I have had Longines, and Longines has actually been the brand that's been kind of storied in my family, right? Like one of our old pocket watches that was passed down was a Longines. But kind of this exercise, I took it as being what represents a great value, what is like kind of more cutting edge. And what I like about Tudor, and you can kind of see what I've picked here, is I like their use of materials, right? It's something that you can get that's accessible and that I think is actually quite progressive. So that's what led me to pick Tudors.
Yeah, no question about it. I think over the last couple of years, right, they've experimented even beyond just kind of the regular steel and titanium, right? Creating even things like gold watches, which is very unexpected. Carbon watches, ceramic, right? The ceramic Black Bay was really, really cool. So yeah, you've seen a lot of experimentation from Tudor. Do you think that this is kind of Rolex's way of playing with materials and seeing how the market receives it, or do you just see it as them kind of having fun with the brand?
100%. I mean, I see Tudor as kind of being like a Skunkworks or a R&D branch maybe of Rolex, where things can be implemented at a lot lower stakes, right?
Sure.
And I think they can also be received with a kind of lightness, right, from the industry and collectors, right? I do really see like you're able to get essentially a Rolex, but with a bit more fun, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't really think. I mean, outside of the celebration dials and the kind of the fun OPs that they do, you don't really see.
Yeah, they're all very serious pieces.
Serious
you know what
pieces,
to
right?
expect from kind of Rolex. You wouldn't get something like this, right? Which is an FXD on a full single pass NATO strap. It's just not something Rolex would ever create today.
Exactly.
And especially this one with kind of a composite material on the case.
Yeah, composite material. You even have their sponsor on the dial. I mean, it's something special, right?
Yeah, even their use of colors, right? Like, what does Rolex do on a sports watch that really implements color? Other than the dial, maybe like you can do red text on the C dweller. There's not much, color-wise that they'll do on a sports watch. They really stick to the classics, of the model line for sure. And I think this is a welcome addition. I like the FXD, especially, kind of the military versions that they came out with. It's kind of Tudor's homage to their military heritage and their real tool watches of old. But at a really accessible price point. I think this one just over slightly over $3,000, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's a phenomenal watch. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with any Tudor, especially for that price point. But you're getting an exceptionally designed wristwatch, a diver from Tudor, and
with in-house movement.
Yeah,
COSC certified. I mean,
just impossible.
This is great, and I'm a brand ambassador for Nomos as well, and I kind of like to see. I draw parallels between both of them versus, in the sense that they're somewhat vertically integrated, right?
Sure.
Where they, have total ownership of their process, and they're able to, with economy of scale, kind of translate that and make it really approachable for the end consumer. So, this is my three watches.
Yeah, I mean, for me, just taking, for example, this right here, right? This is something I think Tudor would never be able to do, right? You look at this is a kind of a much more dressy chronograph with a tuxedo dial, something that's actually based on their heritage. It's a watch, I believe, that stems back from, if I'm not mistaken, the 1930s or 1940s from Longines. Part of their master collection is the tuxedo dial chronograph. An absolutely beautiful timepiece. Again, this is something that really Tudor cannot, I don't think will ever do, right? It's just not their genre of watch, but Longines does it and executes at such a high level because, they were a really historic chronograph house. And that's one thing that's overlooked is that Longines were making, at the time, the chronograph makers were some of the most serious contemporary watch brands. Brands like Longines, Omega, brands like, of course, even Minerva back in the day. Of course, you have Patek Philippe and AP and Vacheron and the big names today. But Longines was a big player back in the day. And I think this was, a design that would have definitely harkened or at least had a lot of kind of retail success back then.
I believe the first split-second chronograph was Longines' first retro split second. So to kind of have that historical pedigree. It's a serious brand, but I think they don't take themselves too seriously,
Totally.
And that's what I like. I like that approachability as well. Beautiful strap that goes at
I mean all the little details, right? Even the base 1000 kind of homage to kind of an old scale. Everything about this wristwatch, I think, is perfectly executed, and you get what Longines will consider an in-house movement. It is an ETA-based movement because obviously they own the rights to it, but it's one of the most reliable workhorse movements, and done, I think, again in design that is super timeless and classy, and I think super sophisticated for the price.
This chronograph design, is just so. Yeah, like you said, classic. Going down a few levels, you have the Furlan Maris that are just copying this
absolutely.
verbatim, right?
Where this has actual pedigree and
has
heritage.
pedigree, exactly.
Yeah.
So beautiful typeface and
in front of you, you probably have the dressiest Tudor will ever go, outside of the Royal collection, right? Which I think most people don't really identify Tudor as being, or at least the Royal being a watch that Tudor is known for.
Personally, I'm not a fan of the Royal. No disrespect if you have one, but I honestly feel like there's just something weird with the proportions of that watch. It just doesn't seem as balanced for me.
Sure.
So I would definitely go with a Black Bay, right? And then maybe dress it up and put it on something else, right? This strap here is quite nice, but if you were to put it on maybe an alligator or croc, something shiny, something gloss, you could really dress this piece up. Again, materials, they're using 925 silver case, which is you don't really often see, and that's such a nice and welcome touch. You get the really nice reassuring heft. I love silver just because of the kind of the thermal reactiveness. It really does mimic your body temperature. So as a watch, you're supposed to kind of forget that you wear. And
I love the monochromatic look on this. I think it really plays into the whole silver obviously case material. I think design-wise, the Black Bay 58 has to be up there as one of the best. And then when you think about it, it really helped to reinvigorate the brand because even the Pelagos collection, you can kind of see the Black Bay charm to it, right? And I think it was Davide Serrato who designed these, who's been kind of all over the industry. I think now he's with Bremont. But I think he created a home run, and Tudor has kind of milked, obviously, the Black Bay line to great success because it is just a phenomenal design, and I think very true again to their heritage. And it's something that I think most high-end brands will do very well, right? They'll create classic designs based on their heritage, but they really have a timeless essence to them, and I think it's certainly achieved here.
For sure. What else do you have?
Well, I have, I'll go to a sports watch. This is kind of something that is a little bit higher end from Longines. Also, the price point is a lot more expensive. This is probably the most welcomed addition to the Longines brand in a very long time. I think Longines has been killing it, but certainly over the last few years with the release of the Zulu time, it has really changed and reinvigorated the brand with definitely a new brand of customer, right? Because I think they were known more for their dressy watches. Now they're known probably a lot more so for their sporty watches. This version is in 39 millimeters in titanium, so super lightweight. Again, the price point is a little bit higher at $4,500, but you're getting an all titanium GMT watch with a ceramic bezel. Really cool colors. You can get it in a variety of colors, obviously in steel as well. But yeah, I absolutely love this watch. I think it's a timeless design, perfect proportions at 39 millimeters. And there's a lot of little details to love, like all the little polished bevels on the case and the bracelet.
Yeah,
I think Longines really did excellent finishing on this one. And again, under $5,000, it's hard to beat.
Great finishing. I really like that gloss bezel there. It's, I actually sold one of these last week, but the Blue Dial, the larger version. Shout out to you, Scott. I hope you're enjoying that watch. But phenomenal as well. There's a different like feel and heft about it. Obviously, that second time zone is welcome as well. So,
I mean, obviously the Pelagos, I think, is actually Tudor's biggest sleeper in their collection because it has, without question, the best clasp in the business. That spring-loaded clasp where it just adjusts on the fly is just unbelievable to wear on wrist. It's truly, I think, without question the best clasp in the industry because you don't physically have to take the watch off your wrist for it to actually naturally expand with your wrist. So I think, and you can back me up or you can contest it, I don't understand why they don't use that clasp even in the Black Bay 58. I think it's so ingenious, so perfectly designed that it should be used in every single watch that they make. My one gripe is it's way too much text on the dial.
Yeah.
It's so true about the Pelicans. I mean, there's like 5 lines of text. It's just overkill. At some point, you know, you can put something on the case back, you know, put it somewhere else. The dial needs to be cleaned up, but otherwise it's a phenomenal timepiece.
Yeah, you know, so again, you were speaking about the tone on tone, the flatness of these watches. I do appreciate what they did here. And look, it's very graphic heavy. Right, sure. It's very two-dimensional as well. I think that was done intentionally because this really sings with the lume, right? When you put it under that black light and you charge it up a bit, that's really when it comes out. And I think that's the benefit of this tool watch, right? Where you have all of the kind of the warnings and disclaimers and it's very tech or feature rich, right? And then when it comes down to it in low light conditions or when you want the watch to work, boom, that lume just really shines through. So
yeah, totally. No, I think it's a phenomenal watch. Again, I think the bracelet bar none is one of the best, and I love those kind of monoblock lume plots, right? I think it's really, really cool, and I think it will actually age really, really well in that respect. Last one I have from Longines is again from their Master Collection. I think that their Master Collection is bar none one of the best dress watches you can, or any of the dress watches you can get under 5,000. Yeah, I was a huge fan of the release of Patek's 6196P, the new salmon dial at Calatrava. And I look at this wristwatch. Yeah. And honestly, it's like an embarrassment of riches because it's like, it's everything you want. It's a spectacular kind of grained or like really nice finish to the dial. I don't even know how to describe this, but it's just a beautiful pattern to it. Sunburst in the sub-seconds, the engraved numerals.
Yeah, the engraved brigade numerals is just it's insane,
just
right?
It just totally pops.
You have that like real artisanal kind of micro feel to it from the dial at least.
Yeah, it feels like an artisanal watch for $2,600. I know. Which is just unbeatable.
I don't understand how these aren't just sold out everywhere all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, take away the brand name, put anything else, you know, from the and from high horology. This is undoubtedly
$20,000. I mean, you think about it, the Patek retail, and granted, the Patek is a handmade watch. You know, this is, I guess, a little more kind of industrialized. But to be fair, like the Patek retails for $50,000. I mean, we're talking about what 20 plus X that price point. It just, you can hardly justify, I think,
outside of the pride of ownership. Is that $20,000 more of an experience?
Well, it's 20
times.
20 times the price, right? So it's just like, at that point, is it really worth it? I mean, it depends on the collector, but I look at something like this and it's like, I won't be afraid of losing it. I won't be afraid of damaging it. I won't be afraid of wearing it. And I think that's what really defines the modern Longines branded collector, right? It is people who just enjoy and are passionate about wearing their watches, really.
Well, no, this is phenomenal.
I mean, it's stunning. It's spectacular. I think it's one of the nicest releases of the last 5 years from the brand by far and away. Really. I think the Longines Zulu time probably gets all the shine just because it's so easy and practical to wear on a day-to-day basis. And I think the price points, you know, you can pick them up under $4,000 in the steel versions is really, really nice. Like bang per buck wise, I don't think there's really much that competes with it. The Tudor Pepsi GMT, the Black Bay 58 GMT, was a super nice addition to the collection. It slimmed it down, made it a little bit smaller. I think that was well received by the watch collecting community, but I still think that the value is in the Zulu time, but everything else in their collection. I mean, you can even get triple calendar chronographs with a 24-hour indicator and a moon phase for like under $5,000. It's just impossible to beat.
I know. To have a historical provenance. I mean, honestly, Longines is a phenomenal brand. We do two different things. This is for the love and the art of horology. This is for their tools, essentially, right?
Totally.
They're tools. But I think they complement each other. How would you maybe combine these two and make it better? What I think I would do personally is I would probably do Pelagos. I would do this. All right, so that would be like a 2-watch rotation.
I mean, it'd be hard to beat that, right? It's almost impossible to beat that. You have your dress watch and you have your sports watch on a bracelet. And again, I think that bracelet is one of the best there is, and the best there ever will be, to be quite honest with you. But
for sure.
I think these two brands really epitomize the best value in the industry. You look across their lineups, there's really nothing that competes with these two brands.
On a side note, today is my birthday, and my boy here, my brother from up the block, he gifted me a watch, right? And you know me well. I love these fun jump hour complications, and actually, lapis lazuli, right, is my favorite stone. So my father used to work in Afghanistan, and a lot of it's mined there. So he used to come back with chunks of lapis lazuli, and that was always something that I was, fascinated with. And one of the reasons I kind of got into gemology was just looking at these stones. So really much appreciated.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Love it.
Talk about amazing values. The jump out. This is actually done by a friend of mine. Shout out to Jackie Watchho on Instagram, who created this with his kind of watch club, and Zantier, who's kind of a micro brand company. So it's a lapis style jump hour with the kind of retrograde minute, all for under $1,000. I mean, it's just impossible value to beat. As soon as I saw the watch, I was like, oh, this is a Dave watch. I got to give it to him.
Phenomenal. And also, I love the back, good vibes only. So
Yeah.
I try to practice that philosophy. So yeah, man, really appreciate it. Great gift.
Awesome. David, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Guys, let us know down in the comments below what you think about these two amazing brands, Tudor versus Longines. Which do you think represents the best value in the watch industry today? And which are your favorites from both respective brands? I'd love to hear your feedback. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe for more videos like this in the future. My name is Marco, joined by David from Birdie Jewelry. We'll see you guys in the next one.